Welcome to Live at Pat's Crib, a monthly jam session featuring some of Virginia's finest jazz performers, available on demand from YouTube. Tonight, the house band consists of Jorge Rosario Cruz on bass and guitar, Matt Gozzard on bass and sax, Ben Peters on sax as well, Evan Coleman on keyboard. Our special guest today is Hailey Amick on vocals. Our jazz club of the month is in New York City, and so without further ado,
I should have kept those leftover dreams. Funny, but here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about. And I laughed at the thought it might turn out this way. Where's that worn out wish that I put aside after it brought my love so near? Funny how love becomes a cold, rainy day. Funny, that rainy day is here. Is that worn out wish that I put aside after it brought my love so near? Funny how love becomes a cold, rainy day. Funny, that rainy day is here.
welcome to Live at Pat's Crib. It's been 6 long weeks, guys. 6 long weeks since the last time we all gathered here together. But here we are. We got a wonderful show lined up for you tonight. By the way, that's Here's That Rainy Day, which is a classic song from, I believe it was the 1940s. Let's introduce our guys. We're kind of crowded in here. You can hardly see us sometimes, but I'll point out everybody one by one. Jorge Rosario Cruz on bass guitar. Evan Coleman back with us on keyboards. How many is this for you? I think this is 4 or 5, right? Yeah, about 4. Matt Gozzard, you heard Matt on our Christmas song that was played on WGRQ over the Christmas season, but I believe this is your first time on the show, isn't it, or is it? Second time on the show. Matt Gozzard on sax. Matt is going to be switching off and playing a little bass for us a little bit later on, and Jorge over here is going to come off the bass and do guitar, so we're going to be switching up a little bit. That is our old buddy Ben Peters on sax once more time, and this is episode number 973, I believe, for Ben, right? 974. Sorry, my mistake. All right, we've got a wonderful guest singer for you tonight. She just blew us away when she did one of the jam sessions recently, so I went over to her immediately and said, you got to come over and do this show. So make sure I get your last name. I think I forgot it already. Hailey Amick or Amick? Amick. Hailey Amick is our special guest tonight, and our jazz club of the month is a very special jazz club up in London, England. We'll take you up to Jolly Old. But right now I'm going to do one more song, and hopefully we'll get through this thing and get Hailey up here to sing for us.
There is a rose in Spanish Harlem, a red rose up in Spanish Harlem. It is a special one, it's never seen the sun. It only comes out when the moon is on the run and all the stars are gleaming. It's growing in the street, right up through the concrete, and soft and sweet and dreamy. There is a rose in Spanish Harlem, a red rose up in Spanish Harlem, with eyes as black as coal that burned out in my soul and start a fire there until I learn control and have to beg your pardon. I'm going to pick that rose and watch her as she grows in my garden. I'm going to pick that rose and watch her as she grows in my garden.
Time once again for our Jazz Club of the Month on Live at Pat's Crib, and we're taking you up to England, London in particular, for Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club. Now, you've no doubt heard that name. It's a very, very famous club, and it's been in continuous operation since 1959. But I'm not sure you know who Ronnie Scott really was. He was one of the top tenor sax players, jazz sax players in England, and studio musician as well. He started when he was 16 years old in the 1940s and played professionally until about 1950 in the jazz clubs in London. And then he became part of the house band, or the boat band, as you might say, for the Queen Mary, and made that trip from London to New York on many, many occasions. And it was while he was in New York that he was introduced to the New York bebop scene. This would have been in about 1950 in Greenwich Village. And at that point, you could walk down the street in the village and see almost every major bebop player of the time in one of those clubs. And Ronnie Scott saw all of them. Charlie Parker, you name it, he saw them all and brought that back with him to England. He started his own jazz club in 1959, and Ronnie Scott's has been in continuous operation since. He also did one particular recording session that everybody in the world, I believe, has heard. He played the sax solo on Lady Madonna by the Beatles. Listen, here it comes. Hear that? Sounds like a kazoo, but it's Ronnie Scott playing the saxophone. He was also a little bit nuts, and some of his quotes are a little bit salty. We'll go ahead and mention this anyway. If you're sensitive, you might want to close your ears on this, but he was the master of ceremonies at his own club, and at one point he was going to introduce, I can't remember who this was, but this was his quote: "Our next guest is one of the finest musicians in the country. In the city, he's crap." Love this guy already. About 34 albums, I think, have been recorded there, and every major jazz performer in the country, and even rock and roll. Jimi Hendrix did his last public performance at Ronnie Scott's. So there you go. Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club. It's in operation today. If you're ever in London, England, look it up. You're going to love it. All right, back to the music.
There will be many other nights like this, and I'll be standing here with someone new. There will be other songs to sing, another fall, another spring, but there will never be another you. That's true. There will be other lips that I may kiss, but theirs don't thrill me like yours used to do. I've dreamed a million dreams, but how can they come true if there will never ever be another you? I want to. There will be many other nights like this, and I'll be standing here with someone new. Yeah, fall, another spring, but there will never be another you. That's true, babe. There will be other lips that I may kiss. Yes, there will. And they might thrill me like yours used to do. Yes, I have dreamed a million dreams, but how can they come true if there will never, ever be another you? Take it away. I'll be standing next to you, baby. There will be a million dreams, but how can they come true if there will never ever be another you? There will be other nights, that's true, babe. I'm singing in Pat's crib tonight, babe.
Here we are back at live at Pat's crib, and we have with us a fabulous young vocalist who I happened to run across at one of the Fredericksburg Jazz Collective jazz jams, and we were just blown away by her, but we have never seen her before. So I'm introducing you here on this show to Hailey Amick. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did.
All night long, I've been asking her if I pronounced it right, and she said, yes, I did. Hailey, I always ask the first question on the show is always, are you from here or elsewhere?
I'm from here.
Really, this is the first time I think that we've ever had anybody that was actually from Fredericksburg. You are military, are you not?
Yes, I'm in the reserves.
Okay, so did you do 4 years active, and or did you just go directly into the reserve?
I went directly into the reserve band.
Reserve band?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. So this is Army?
Yes.
Army. I saw some of your videos, and you have some fabulous players over there.
Yes, we do.
Tell me a little bit about that. First of all, tell me how you decided you wanted to join the Army and be a singer in the Army.
I don't know if anybody decides they want to be in the Army.
Well, you couldn't get drafted, so you had to choose it.
Yeah, I chose. I was paying for college, and I was going to UMW, and they were helping me pay for my college, and I wasn't really paying very much. But during COVID, they raised the prices due to inflation, and I realized that I wasn't going to be able to take out any loans. So I thought, well, why not join the Army or the Navy or the Air Force? But I got an Army audition. I auditioned, and I got in, so I just went for it.
So now I'm obviously don't know what I'm talking about here because I'm not aware of what, generally speaking anyway, musicians in the military do other than music. Are you, for instance, do you have another career field that you do as well as music, or just the music?
It's just music. I'm a 42 Romeo, which means that my whole thing is music. I went to the Army School of Music, which is down in Norfolk, and I went through the School of Music actually as a saxophonist. And then I asked them when I was there, can I please audition to be a vocalist? And so I have both MOSs, which means I can play saxophone or sing for the Army.
I wish we would have brought an extra saxophone. You could have played, we could have done another tune, for crying out loud, you know? Well, that is fantastic. You know, I do have some experience with the service bands. I used to produce records in D.C., and I remember one recording session I had with some guys from the Note and some other guys from, I believe it was the Commodores. It might have been the Air Force band. But I have never in my life worked with better musicians than the cats that are parts of those service bands. So those of you watching this, if you are, you know, a musician and you are interested in playing some serious music and playing with some serious musicians, as Ben is hoping to do, I guess. What's the latest on that, by the way?
Coast Guard tapes go in Friday.
All right, so he just might be joining the Coast Guard band. Well, how long have you been in, and how long have you got to go?
I've been in for 5 years, and I have exactly about 12 months to go.
Going to stay in, or are you going to get out and do something else?
I'm going to get out and do music.
Okay, good for you. Well, it has been fantastic, and you've got a wonderful singing voice. You are an absolutely fabulous musician, but more than that, you've got a jazz feel that is absolutely wonderful. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Everybody loves you. Okay, Hailey, thank you so much for being with us. Hailey Amick, ladies and gentlemen. Now back to the music.
Besame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame mucho,
Don't forget the monthly jam session at Curitiba Cafe in downtown Fredericksburg. Some of the finest jazz musicians, professional and amateur alike, join together to kick out some seriously sweet jams from 7 to 11 p.m. or until they turn the lights out on us. See you there.
It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Do-I. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Do-I. It makes no difference if you're sweet or high. That's right. Give it everything you got. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Do-I. Take it away. Take it away, Ben. Oh, the shark babe has such teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly whites. Just a jackknife has old Mack babe, and he keeps it out of sight. You know that shark bites with his teeth, dear. Scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves, though, where's old Mack babe?
Don't forget the monthly jam session at Curitiba Cafe in downtown Fredericksburg. Some of the finest jazz musicians, professional and amateur alike, join together to kick out some seriously sweet jams from 7 to 11 p.m. or until they turn the lights out on us. See you there. Well, that wraps things up for another edition of Live at Pat's Crib. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you'll join us again next month. We'll have all new performers and all new songs. In the meantime, if you are a jazz musician and you'd like to join us at our monthly jam session, it's every second Thursday of the month at Curitiba Cafe in downtown Fredericksburg. Bring your instrument, bring your voice, or if you just want to sit and enjoy the music, please feel free to do that. So until next month on Live at Pat's Crib, we'll see you then.